But really what we want to do is to show you how outstanding this system is. It is proving an absolute game changer. And I was quoted about 2 years ago when I first saw the system is that in 18 years of coaching, seeing Jolt Up was the biggest operational, the best operational tool I had ever seen in the hospitality industry. And that's how much I believe in it. And our clients across the country, it has just absolutely changed their lives. And it's really important you see it. So I'm going to hand it over to Shane because he's got a PowerPoint to take you through so you understand it. And then in the chat box at the top where you'll be able to see the chat area, that's a chance for you to ask questions. So please just type in your questions as we go through the presentation. And then at the end, we'll do a Q&A and we'll discuss those questions and answers with Shane. So let's hand it over to Shane, and Shane, it's all yours.
Wonderful. Thanks, James. I'm really excited to be here talking with you all. Like James said, I'm the head of sales over at Jolt. We are an operations platform that is here to help systematize your business. So Jolt is a one-stop shop for employee management. The whole goal of our system is to cut your costs and increase employee accountability, efficiency, and at the end of the day, productivity, so that it runs like a smooth, well-oiled machine and helps you to keep your labor costs down and get the quality of work that you hope for. And so today I'll kind of walk you through a little dry run of the system. And like James said, if you have questions as we go through, chat them in. We'd love to field any of your questions. And I'd love to just start with really how Jolt helps. I mean, this really is a one-stop shop, everything from digital checklists for routine accountability to food safety labeling and scheduling, anything having to do with employee management and running your operation. And the goal is create the consistency, set the standards and expectations so that your employees know what to do, know how to get it done without you spending extra labor costs to make it that way. I think we've all had those experiences where we live in a world of paper and there are checklists that employees go to get done, and we see a bunch of check marks there, but we have no idea if it actually happened or if the quality was there. And so we're here to provide accountability and quality verification and consistency in training and immediate reporting as well. So operators don't have to be on site every second to know what's happening in their business. They can see real time from another location how everybody's doing. Are they following the processes? And if there are immediate critical items, get notifications so that you're not losing money when a fridge goes out or serving bad food if a temperature is off. And so this is what we're all used to. You know, that disorganized mess of papers, it just leads to inconsistency and poor accountability and holes in our business. This becomes easily tracked and analyzed data that's always ready, and you're able to utilize that for not only the food safety control plans, your managers can make sure employees are doing things the way that you need them to be done, and auditors never have a question. So let's kind of dive in and show you the product. So Jolt runs on a tablet device, and this is what it will look like. This is an iPad example. It's going to show this employee who's logged in everything that they're responsible for. Different lists can pop up at a specific time and be due at a certain time. And as they go through these lists, everything that they complete is going to get name, date, and time stamped. So you have built-in accountability, you know who's doing what, when it's happening. For your temperature logs, it's a great thing. You're able to set in thresholds where if a freezer or a unit is out of a specific temperature, it can shoot off text or email alerts. So you're not getting stuck with equipment going out. As well, if you're temping food products, you can even sync up a Bluetooth probe to eliminate any human error being involved. and that syncs up right to the device. Or you can simply key in on a number pad and track everything from there. Now, another big piece to this is it's more than just check marks. It's more than just yes, no's. If you're seeking extra quality, you want to make sure that your restrooms are actually getting checked and in good order. You can have pictures involved as well. So an employee, in order to check off this item, actually has to take a picture, in this case, of the walk-in freezer. You can see exactly what it looks like when they hit save. That's going to drop down, and in the cloud, even if you're in another country, you're going to be able to see what that walk-in freezer looked like when Gretchen checked that off at 12:30 p.m. There are other aspects here that I'll point out. Integrating training is a huge thing. There's just-in-time material where sometimes people just don't know the standards. They don't know how to get something done. Maybe they're new, or maybe they're a veteran and they should brush up on some of their skills. Anytime you see an I next to these tasks, you can have reference material or training videos or instructions right there for on-the-job training. In this case, should the front counter actually look like? Or maybe I'm a new employee and I don't know how to close the cash register. Here's a 40-second video of how to get that done. So that way you're not doubling up on manager's labor and taking the most expensive person in your store to go retrain employees over and over and over again, cut your labor costs and get it done right, and turn this iPad into an assistant manager. Now, that's the process management, task management, and training component. We also have food safety labeling. We partner with the best hardware labeling companies on the planet. Zebra and Transact Technologies are absolutely hands down the best, and we've partnered with them to provide an automated labeling system to replace those handwritten day dots and expiration labels, where we all know there's errors all the time. It takes 30 to 60 minutes a day of employee labor to go in and get those done. With Jolt's system, within seconds, you're able to print out all your expiration labels. They print 6 labels per second, so it's super fast. You can cut the time it takes to do your labeling from 60 minutes down to 5 minutes and cut those labor costs right away. Additionally, there's never any errors. It takes the human error side out of the equation, and our labels are about 1/4 the cost of day dots. Oftentimes, people are able to save an extra $40 to $50 a month just with this one aspect of our platform. We mentioned this a little bit earlier. There's real-time reporting. You can pull up a calendar and see day by day, my task completion metrics, what's on time, what's late, what's overdue. You can drill down to a specific day when you click on it and actually see who did what, when did it happen, what was overdue, and is there anything that I should be worried about? This is where you could simply see that picture of the walk-in freezer in real time. Or if you're a multi-unit operator, you can actually compare multiple different units and see who your A players are and where people are needing help and needing some extra training. For example, these locations are really suffering with their pantry line check, but they're really good at their back of house opening manager checklist. You can drill down and make the key course corrections that you need to run an effective business. And so just in summary, the whole goal of Jolt is increase employee productivity and profitability for the store, make sure consistency is there, have standards across your brand, really make sure that people are accountable and you have good ways to do on-the-job training and save you money and save the headaches that you have as an operator of a business. And so that's a quick drive through of Jolt. And James, I'll turn the floor back over to you and let you share some of the experiences that you and your customers have had.
Great, thank you, Shane. So should we just get that back on back on there. Great. So look, thank you very much, Shane. And look, as we go through this, can you feel free to put in the chat box some of your questions there and just bring those through when you like. Our experience in terms of how it's worked for us is that for many years, before technology came along 18 years ago when I started coaching, it was paper-based manuals. And at the time, we were encouraging our clients to build one system a week, 52 systems a year. And I think about it now, and it just sounds so archaic. It's unbelievable. And that was pretty good back then because we were using Windows. We might turn it into a publisher document. Then they'd have to take the photos. And the whole thing just proved so much work for a hospitality business owner that it just didn't get done and it just didn't get prioritized. And I really do believe that I don't think there's many people that I've coached who haven't wanted great systems. They have just been challenged by the process of building them. They've known in their heart of hearts the need to have an automated system, and they learn about Michael Gerber's E-Myth. They understand that business is a system, and they get all that, but the doing it bit was so overwhelming that it just didn't get done. And I think also as a result of that, managers should be the systems builder in your business, but that didn't happen in the early 2000s because not only did the owner not see the time spent on systems as a good use of time, the manager then wasn't encouraged to be a systems builder, and most managers that are sort of over the age of 30 in this country don't know how to build systems because they were never encouraged to build systems because the owner didn't see the time and value in doing it. So it sort of became a bad culture all round because no one valued systems in the way they should have, more not because they didn't value them because they didn't want them, but because they just saw the work involved. And when we came across Jolt a few years ago via a client, it was just, well, I fell in love in a minute. And not as fast as my wife, but pretty fast. And what it was able to see the great companies, as Jolt Up is, find a problem, a big problem, and create a solution for it. And for the first time for me, I was able to see a solution to this problem that I'd seen for 15 years, and I could see it fast, and I knew that clients were going to connect to it. And very quickly when we started doing the demos with our clients, they just picked it up instantaneously, and really all of our long-term clients, or clients over 6 months of coaching right now, all of them are on Jolt, and there is no clients that would go off that. It is now an integral part of their business, and it feels really good to be talking this way because people often say to me, oh, well, James, you talk about this, is it any good? And whatever it may be, whatever system that I may speak of. And what I'll say to you is I only talk about and endorse systems that I know have had a dramatic impact in the lives of my clients. If the system just did a little bit, or it's just a small help, I wouldn't be recommending it the way that I did. But when it's transformational, when it changes the way they do business in an exceptional way, then I really am a supporter of, and as you can hear me saying today, a real fan of, and know that it makes a difference. So I've been a business owner before. I've owned a restaurant and bar. I know what the world looks like of having a business without Jolt, and then I've seen my clients' businesses with Jolt, and the difference is just dramatic. So yeah, I'm a fan. And we love what you do, Shane, and you're a great partner of ours. So we're really, it's really great to be putting you in front of these people today. So I've got some questions coming through while I was talking there. So maybe we get on to that. We know that people's time is precious, and if we can shorten this for you, we will. So I will just bring up my screen here and find the questions. So we've got a question here. Is there anything in the system for financial data entry, like wind up of the day, cash up sheets, as an end of the day? So I'm not sure it does that, Shane, but do any of your clients use that for that?
Absolutely, that's a great question. And the answer is essentially anything that you could do that you're doing on paper, this system can handle and do. So if you're at the end of the day writing everything out on a piece of paper of, hey, here's our end of the day numbers, it can absolutely do that. It's not live feeding from a POS system. So if you have that directly through your POS, that's a great system to have. But anything that you're doing on paper, Jolt can handle and then some. So I hope that answers that question, but we absolutely can.
Yeah, it does. And look, for you listening on the other end, everyone, and you're not using POS, then our recommendations is you've got to find a great POS system. And then behind POS, particularly if you're New Zealand-based listening, is we'll be looking for a POS that allows you to integrate with a system called Loaded Reports. And if you want some information on Loaded Reports, it's not Jolt Up. Jolt Up is different to Loaded, but it's a great system that we endorse just as much in its form of data capture of financial numbers. And it's sort of like the Jolt Up of finance, really. Shane, and you won't have heard about that because it's a New Zealand-based product, but all of our clients use Jolt Up and all of our clients use Loaded Reports. So if you want to know more about that, or you'd like to see a webinar on Loaded Reports, then let us know and we can help you with that. So look, another question has come through here, Shane. Can you go through the employee scheduling component?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't have the visuals right here in front of me, but essentially it's a click and drag interface. It is one of the foundational pieces to making your business run smoothly. We actually have an employee of our business who went from being an operator of 6 quick service restaurants here in the United States, and he was operating those businesses. He was personally handling the schedule, and he was saying it was taking him, 13 to 20 hours a week on the schedule, all the changes, all the time swaps, the whole 9 yards. Jolt is built so you have templates set up and you can recreate those templates so you're doing your schedule in a quarter of the time. It's a click and drag interface. You can track the costing of your labor costs, your productivity, have revenue models in there in a really easy to use system. And there's also an employee phone app that can handle shift trades, time off requests, the whole 9 yards to take that burden away from the owners and the operators. People who are spending 8 to 10 hours a week, let's talk more about that being a couple hours a week tops and focus more on the business.
Great. Fantastic. And look, a question comes through. The name of the reporting system I just mentioned before was Loaded Reports. So hopefully you can hear that, Joel, and look, any questions, then let us know. So any more questions? We want to make sure that we make the most of Shane's time here today. So if you've got more questions, please fire those through. Just while we're waiting for a couple more, Shane, what do you believe, if people are really interested in the system, what should they do from here to get started? What's the best approach?
Absolutely, great question. We would love to walk each person through an individual web demo, make sure that we can tailor this towards your specific challenges, what you're experiencing, and we can tailor this to make the biggest impact in your business that you've ever had. And we'd love to hop on a 20-minute call with you, walk you through a web demo. I'm sure James will send out a link for everyone where they can directly go and sign up for a web demo. You can also go to joltup.com and there's a request demo form fill right there on the website, and we'll get you taken care of right away. We'll do a screen share, walk you through some more of the ins and outs of the business, get to know what you're currently experiencing and your challenges, and make sure you hit a home run and save you a ton of money in the process.
Great. Now, a couple of questions that have popped into my mind because I know they're questions that clients have asked about Jolt in the past. One is, what if you're a business who has spent a few years creating systems, but they currently exist on a Windows document? Can any of the content that are produced in that form, can that be shifted across to Jolt?
Yeah, absolutely. So getting content into Jolt is as simple as copy and paste, really. So
Okay.
if it's in Excel, you can bulk import practically anything that's in Excel really simply in minutes, or to have all of your processes into the system and able to be functioning on a device right away. We have people who have everything in a Word doc or Excel, and they're used to printing those out and producing those. They sign up for Jolt, they take an hour, load up a little bit of content, and that afternoon they're using checklists. So it's really quick and simple.
Great. Yeah, fantastic. Well explained. And we've got a number of multi-site operators, Shane, listening. I see the list there. And these are a range from 3 to 4 outlets up to 15 outlets. Mm-hmm. What's the value of Jolt with multi-site?
Oh gosh, it exponentially increases. That's even more important for you to have consistency across the brand. And your risk is a lot higher if you don't have food safety buttoned up. And the challenge is always, how do I, as a multi-unit operator, go and see what's happening in all of my units? You don't. So you have area managers who are looking over all these different areas, but they can only be in one spot at a time. Jolt enables them right away to, at a bird's eye view, see how are all my stores doing? Where are my inefficiencies? Where do I need to focus my attention? Great, let's drill in. It looks here like my third location is struggling. They have a 50% completion rate. I want to go see what their problems are and immediately go call those people and make sure I get them back on track. This is the way to induce accountability, increase savings across the brand, and make sure that everything is consistent. So multi-unit operators, this just becomes even more of a no-brainer because you get incremental value every step along the way. And if you're pushing down content and trying to make changes, everyone's experienced that as a struggle. With Jolt, you make the change once and it pushes down remotely to all devices throughout the brand.
Yeah, that is, I mean, you're right. You know, if you're multi-site, it's just, it's so efficient and effective for the updating of content. And it's funny, back in the 2003, 2004, I had multi-site operators, and the thought of a multi-site change to a system was just, they almost didn't do it just because of the work involved. So being able to update in real time, whatever it might be, whatever system that might be, and then have that go across all is absolutely outstanding. So okay, well look, we're conscious of time. We're nearly at 2:30. If there's any other questions, here's the time to ask it now. I know that I'm probably covering some questions that you wanted to know, because I do know what owners are looking for in the system. We will finally will say is that we can highly recommend using Jolt. It's just been an incredible system, and for us, a relationship with this company that has truly mastered the art of operational management. And when you look at the brands on there, and Chick-fil-A comes to mind as I look at the screen, a world-class company, not just a world-class restaurant company, but a world-class company. And for them to be saying things like that about Jolt Up is in itself testament. So look, thank you so much, Shane, for your time. We encourage everyone to make contact with Jolt. We will also send out a link to Jolt. And if there's anything we can do to help you get to know this product better, then let us know. So look, on behalf of all of us, Shane, thank you for your time, and we look forward to you getting lots of new business in the coming weeks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And we will be sending out a link for everyone, so you can feel free to register for a demo. We'd love to walk you through the program and help get your business taken care of. You can also visit us at joltup.com, and we'll take good care of you.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, and look, quick question, last question came through, Shane, from Nigel. Is the $49 per month the only price I pay?
Great question. So the pricing structure is pretty simple. So the subscription is $49.99, so $50 a month per location. And there's a one-time implementation charge of $499 for an initial location, and all additional locations are just $199. So you get economies of scale as you scale it out. Yeah,
great. Yeah, well, you know, that price for everyone that's gone on Jolt of our client base, no one has complained about the value. And, you know, the reality is, Shane, that every client of ours that is a current client of ours that has used Jolt, no one has left the company, no one has left the system. So that is a testament to the system itself. So listen, thank you so much again, Shane, and I'm sure you're going to have lots of calls, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being involved. Take care.
Take care.